Namaskar, friends. Today we will examine what are the human requirements. See, human requirements are what? Air, water, food, exercise, excretion, rest, and mind management. Now, what happens, friends? This is a chemical part of the body. See, what type of what type of food you're giving, what type of amino acids and then essential fatty acids you are providing in your food, vitamins and minerals. If you're able to give this type of good food, nutritious food, no of toxins, you will have a more life. That means your health will be improved. Suppose other way around, insulin resistance. We'll discuss what is insulin resistance. Eating multiple times causes insulin resistance. Toxins means what is not required to the body or provide. Drugs and then maybe alcohol and all those things, they will reduce the life. If you look at structural part of it, friends, what happens? Movement. See, you have lots of joints. How many joints you are using? How many muscles you are using in terms of movement? So, if you are having a good posture and right movements, you will have a more life. If you are a sedentary life, poor posture, trauma means people are bedridden. So they will have these issues. Emotional part of it. You're peaceful, you're joyful, you're purposefully. This is all will enhance your life, and you're stressful, you're angry, you're fear, right? You're anxious. All this will lead to less life. Now let's look at quickly. We look at toxicity. Toxicity means what? What is not required, you're giving to the body. And then the deficiency, we just nutritional and vitamin deficiencies. We just seen that. So if you're eating every time only the cooked food, there is no nutrition going into your body. Sedentary life. So we just seen it. People are not making movements. There's no physical exercise. Every day you must have physical movement. Friends, understand in animal kingdom, an elephant every day it walks almost 40 to 50 kilometers for its food. Such a huge animal, for its food, it is going for 40 to 50 kilometers. For you human beings, their food comes out to the dining table. So there is no need of doing an exercise, but it is necessary that we should start doing exercise. Poor mind management. We just seen it. We don't know how to handle the world, and we don't know how to maintain the relationships. And this all will lead to stress and anxiety, and that will cause your poor sleep. So look at this, friend. Specifically, eating multiple times in a day. See what we are doing from morning, waking up, night sleeping. People are eating, have breakfast, coffee, lunch, and then dinner, and in between snacks. And then all this will be about 5 to 6 times what they keep on eating. And that too, if they eat high carb foods like sweets, refined grains, and all that, bakery items, cool drinks, and all that, the progress will be the problem would be very faster. And then taking multiple times stimulants like coffee, tea, then food drinks, ice creams, etc., etc. See what's happening, friends. We think that okay, I'm taking a small cup of coffee, but anything you put in your mouth other than what is food, once food is in the body, it gets digested and you have sugars. Once you have sugars, there will be insulin to control the sugar levels. See, the body is designed to maintain sugars between 70 to 120. When you're not eaten, it will be around 70. When you eat any type of meal with lots of sweets also, after 2 hours the sugar should come back below 120, because 70 to 120 is an ideal parameter for the body to function. So the body is designed for many, many years to maintain the sugar levels. Right? This is maintained by insulin. But we are only checking the sugar levels so that we are missing the opportunity to know the problem well in advance. We will discuss that. Poor gut health. Poor gut health means what, friends? People have indigestion, and then they have bloating, they have gas, and they're unable to pass the stools once in a day. And unfortunately, the certain guidelines are very, very skewed. In US, guidelines is if anybody is able to go thrice the stools in a week, they say it is not a problem. So that way, people will be complacent, and they're eating 4 to 5 times every day. That means in a week they're eating about 30 times and they're going 3 times. So what happens? All this food which has gone inside will remain in your intestines. When certain when the postmortem was done, people who have died, they found 4 to 5 kgs of stools in their large intestine. So that's one of the reasons for the toxins in the body, autoimmune diseases, everything happens if the gut is not clean. Insulin resistance, we have just seen, friends. If somebody is eating multiple times over a period of time, 5 to 15 years, people will get insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is the main reason for all the lifestyle disorders. What are the lifestyle disorders? Fatty liver, obesity, cardiovascular diseases, hypertension, PCOS, thyroid issues, pre-diabetes, diabetes. Friends, please understand. So for lots of people, before even they become pre-diabetes, they have already cardiovascular diseases. They are having high blood pressure. So lots of people think I don't have sugar. So they think they're all right. Please, friend, don't be under the wrong notion. Check your insulin resistance. And dehydration. This is another common problem with people. See, at least we lose 1 to 2 liters of water from our body by way of stools, urine, sweat, and breath. But we are not compensating it. So it's necessary that 3 to 4 liters water is ideal for any human being. And chronic anxiety stress, we have just seen, friends, how this can cause. This can cause, your sleep, lack of sleep. Whenever you're anxious, you're stressed, you have lots of blood flow in your mind because the body thinks there is a danger. So body wants you to keep alert, and that is the time you will not have the digestion will not be happening. It's only survival mode. So whether you are chased by a mad dog or you chased by a sort of deadline from your boss, it amounts to the same to the body. So watch out. Inflammation, hormonal imbalance. So friends, what happens? Few of these things or all of these things will cause inflammation in the body. What is inflammation? You are something like you're sitting on a stove on a sim mode. So it's not that burning so much, but in the body there is a high inflammation. This will cause what? It will cause hormonal imbalance. When you have the hormonal imbalance, hormones are like your symphony. If all the hormones are working appropriately, it's like a music. It will be a great help for a person. If there's any disturbance in the hormones, then it leads to the health problems. And one more important thing is people are not checking timely their key health parameters. People know a lot of a person who is about 100 kg weight, large waist size, when I ask him, have you got your blood test done? They say, sir, why to get the test done? If I know, if I but test are done, there will be some problem or other, better not to. So these guys are all waiting to be taken from their homes by an ambulance. That situation will come. So please note that, friends, human body is so much designed with such a overcapacity. Even 50% of your organs have lost its capability. Still, you will not have a symptom. So please be don't complacent. Get this fundamental blood test. I'll tell you what are those fundamental tests you should do. Now, how do we go about improving our health, friends? Daily schedule. What do we do? How do we do? Like we discussed, air, water, food, excretion. This is the chemical part of it. See what type of chemicals are there in your body. Are you able to, first of all, you should avoid taking any chemicals. What is chemicals? It's processed food with lot of preservatives, all this 2 minutes noodles and all these foods are with lots of chemicals. So if you are continuously eating of them and and also you are not able to drink sufficient water and you are not passing the stools twice a day, there will be always a residual of toxins in the body, which is very unhealthy. Structural exercise, physical movement, games, swimming, whatever people are doing or not, we must say. Emotional rest and mind management. We have just seen you have to rest. Rest means 7 hours sleep, and also rest means you are giving rest to your digestive system. If you are eating from morning 6 o'clock with a bed coffee and sleeping at 10 o'clock with ice cream, what happens then? When your digestive system is going to get rest? Now, what are the 7 essential we have seen? Now, every human every creature is of the magic of 5 elements. God has been so magical. He has created a human being. He created a cockroach. But all of them have got these 5 elements. What are the 5 elements from? Earth element, water element, fire element, air element, and space element. Now we will see how we are going to make the 7 essentials and balance your 5 elements in the body. That's the magic we are going to do. Air. See, the air we said, friend, if a person is not taking breathe for 4 or 5 minutes, he's dead. Look at in the corona time, people who are absolutely looking for oxygen cylinders, they were unable to breathe. And if they don't get 5 minutes, they're dead. That's why they're putting on ventilators and all that. So fortunately, it is available, air is available plenty, and the process is also happening automatically. So we are not bothered about it, but enhance your element by doing air element by doing 20 minutes of pranayama every day in the morning. This will enhance your doing om chanting. All these things will improve your lung capacity and your oxygen levels in the body. Water. As I explained to you, friends, we lose 1 to 2 liters water every day from our body, whether you do any physical work or not. So it's necessary that we should drink 3 to 4 liters water every day. Remember, water should always be drunk on empty stomach, friends. Then excretion, the removal of the waste from the body. So two bowel movements is a must for every person. So how to do the two bowel movements? We will look at it. Or in a day, are you able to go two bowel movements? And that too preferably in the morning makes you absolutely free to concentrate on your work. Suppose you have not finished, suppose you're in a meeting in the office, what happens? Your mind blocks it, so you will not be able to go to the stool because there is no facility. So you can hold that stools in your system, which is not a goal to be retained. It has to be expelled at the earliest. Look at the animal kingdom. There is no issue. If a cow is going on the road, if it feels excretion, it does it. So it's not bothered about the society, but we are not. We are concerned. So we have to see that our excretion happens in the morning. Otherwise, many people they go to the office and then because of the circumstances, they feel urgent. They are not able to go to the toilet because number one, it is not possible. There is no facility, or probably you are in a top meeting, you can't do that. So it's necessary that two bowel movements is a must. Rest, 7 hours sleep at night is absolutely non-negotiable, friends. Many of us think food is giving the energy. Please understand, friend, food is a building material. Of course, it gives energy to certain levels, but sleep is the one. See, many times you must have seen. Suppose you have some function and some urgent, some sort of function going on in the house. So people are not sleeping 1 or 2 days. So they're focused because of that work. Once that job is over, what you want? You want to just sleep. Suppose if the food is the energy part of it, suppose after 2 days of tiring, give him a good food. He will say, no, I don't want food, I want to sleep. So understand, sleep is the important thing for everyone. People working in the night shift, find a way. If you can shift your job, better. Otherwise, anybody working in the night shift, especially ladies, they're going to put on weight and lots of health problems will happen. Mind management. As we just said, friends, you know how to handle the world, how to handle your relationships so that you are not stressed. And stress causes lack of sleep. Remember that. Now exercise. I've just put it this way, friends, so that we look at exercise. Is a must. 45 minutes of brisk walk every day is a must. And expose your body to the sun 20 minutes with the minimum clothes so that you can imbibe the vitamin. And sun itself is it's a curing element. Now let's look at friends food. Now what do we do? So I'm saying avoid eating multiple times. That's the first thing. Whatever you're doing, as of now, suppose you're doing coffee, tea, and then breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Please stop that. Stop that, and at least start with 3 times only eating. In between, nothing except water. If you're feeling hungry, you can have some buttermilk. And then once you graduate, a person who is already eating 6 to 7 times, changing to 2 times would be difficult in the initial period. But your goal should be that. Work it out for a week, 10 days, so that from 3 meals you can come to 2 meals. And that too, you must only eat hungry. See, unfortunately, we are all tuned by eating the timing, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So at that time, whether you are hungry or not, you are eating. And many times there are a lot of eating disorders, friends. You like something and you want to eat. Somebody offers something you want to eat. Suppose your loved ones, like your spouse or mom, oh no, I cook for you, you must eat. You say, no, I just ate, but she compels you to eat. So that's another problem for us. And whenever you go to any friend's house, they compel you to eat. And if you don't eat, they'll feel upset. Tell them that look, I want to eat even twice in a day. And in between, I say to people, even your favorite God appears and offers his prasadam to you. If he happens to come before first meal, just wrap it in a paper, thank him, and keep it with you and eat along with the first meal. Similarly, if after first meal he appears to you, keep it with you and eat along with second meal. If you have this discipline alone, friends, let me assure you, you will be able to improve your health in a short time, in a few weeks itself. Now, what is important? We said eating only twice is important. I said eat only at the same time. Try and maintain the same time. Just because you are one day you're eating at 12 o'clock, another day at 10 o'clock, another day at 2 o'clock, don't do that. Try and maintain. Find out a way, your office work, convenience of availability of food, all these things. You decide your timings. Decide the quantity of food, what you want to eat. Decide what type of the food you want to eat. My suggestion only avoid this processed foods, sugary foods and all that high refined food, packaged foods, factory made foods, just avoid. If you're doing this alone, you will improve your health substantially. Now, friends, you can do one step ahead. if you're able to do 14 to 16 hours overnight fasting. What is overnight fasting? Suppose you finish your dinner at 7 o'clock previous day. Next day, you take first meal around 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. So that way you're able to keep 14 to 16 hours. That's called intermittent fasting. So during the fasting time, your body does the repair work. When you eat it, when you on a fed time, the whole body is working on digestion. So friends, remember, suppose you are working 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day, all the 6 days. So you will not be able to do setting right your house. You will only do on Sunday. Sunday only you will take cleaning work, you will take Sunday because you are free. You are occupied in the office time all the 6 days, so you will not be able to do. Similarly, body, if you are subjecting the body for multiple times eating, it is busy there. It doesn't do any sort of cleaning work, repair work, rejuvenation work. So remember to try and keep this 14 to 16 hours overnight fasting. And during that fasting, you can take plain water, you can take thin buttermilk, that would be okay. Remember, friend, nothing in between two meals except water. Remember that. Very important. Let me just talk. Other than water, anything else one puts in the mouth is food. Many people tell me, no, sir, I just take a small half a cup of coffee. If it is half a cup of coffee or a quarter cup of coffee, then it goes into the stomach. The entire digestive system will work, friend. This is the biggest blunder we are doing, and we are looking for solutions elsewhere. This multiple times eating is the real killer. Watch out. And as I said, timings and type of food is your choice and convenience, friends. Now, friends, I have told you all this. It is something like, the ingredients are there. Suppose your spouse or mom is making excellent sambar and you wanted to learn that. And she shows you all the ingredients and she explains to you. And you try and make the sambar first time, what happens? You will not be able to make such a tasty sambar as your mother or spouse because she has experience. Now let's look at how do we fine tune it. The fine tuning is absolutely essential, friend. It's not a rocket science. Everybody is breathing, everybody is drinking water, everybody is going to the toilet, everybody is sleeping, everybody is once in a while doing exercise. They're eating, and many times they're eating good food. Tell me, despite all this, why people are unhealthy? Because they don't know how to do fine tuning. See, friends, you remember if you got a new bike and initially it was giving you 60 kilometers per 1 liter, and you find after a week or so, you find it has come down this mileage. What do? You give it to the repair shop, the authorized service center. They will do the fine tuning of the carburetor. By doing the fine tuning of the carburetor, you are going to get back your mileage. Similarly, let's look at it. How do we fine tune it? So, what is important, friends? Immediately after getting up in the morning, preferably try and get up before sunrise. Drink 1 liter water. Focus your mind on your stomach. Don't engage in any other work, and only thinking to go to the toilet. Right? Once you become urgent, it becomes urgent. Go to the toilet. You'll be able to finish it in a short period of time. Then you do whatever you want. You go for a physical games or exercise or walking. Go for at least 1 hour. So after walking, come back home, take 5 10 minutes rest. Because when you've done the walking, there is a movement in your large intestine. And then when you come back home, rest 5 10 minutes, drink 1 liter water again, and then focus your mind on your stomach. You'll be able to go to the second toilet. You'll be surprised to see how much of waste material you're retaining in the body and going for the next day. People who are going one toilet a day. So I give when I learned this when Dr. Manjana was talking about going twice toilet in the morning is absolutely essential. He told this method 20 years ago. I felt it was stupid. I just switched off the TV. That was the biggest mistake I have done. I would have learned this technique 20 years ago. I wouldn't have got health problems over the years. So understand. So after finishing the second toilet, suppose somebody is constipated, they are not having good, um, these bowel movements and all that. For a few days, you can do the enema. Learn the enema, how to do that. It's available in the thing. It's safe to do that. You can do for a few days. And once you stop eating this toxic food, once you stop eating 6 to 7 times, when you do the proper hydration, your problem will get solved in a few days. Initially, you take a support of enema. Then what you do when you come back to exercise, you're taking the second time water and after finishing the second toilet, you're free to do whatever you want, friends. You eat your first meal when you're hungry. Find out your convenient time. So I eat around 11 o'clock or 11:30, my first meal. What do you want to eat? Your choice. Right, friend? And then after finishing the first meal, remember the water to be taken only on empty stomach. So you should not drink water and sit for eating. That means already there is water, you are putting food. Don't do that. While eating, you should not drink water. And then after eating, minimum 2 hours you must wait. After that only you should drink water. In case you have some difficulty, you can take 1 or 2 gulps. And then what you do, friends, suppose after finish your meal at say 12 o'clock, then until the second meal in the evening, try and drink 1 to 2 liters water in installments. 1 glass of water now and then, and like that you finish 2 liters. The best thing is you store this water in 1 liter bottle so that you know you have consumed 4 liters water in a day. See, many people when I ask them, oh, I drink a lot of water, I ask them how much, they have no idea because they're not tracking it. Must track that. Now let's see, look at what type of food you can eat, friend. Look, homemade food, anything you can eat. Take a lot of subsies, you have the curds, and you can cook please avoid refined oil and the free flowing white salt. It's a chemical. Instead, you can use senda namak, Himalayan salt, rock salt, and all that. Use minimal, whatever is needed, and you can use ghee, and you have cold pressed oil. It's a little expensive, but it is very good. And now we talked about the deficiencies. See, if you are only eating 2 times cooked food, you'll be deprived of vitamins and minerals. The best thing is eat sprouts and soaked groundnut, soaked badam, and then fresh coconut, dates, and then you have cashew, nuts, and all that. You have seasonal fruits, whatever is available in the season. Sorry, you can take those fruits. So now the question is when to eat. It's your choice again, friend. The best would be by if you are taking the uncooked food in the evening, you are, you are going to give freedom to your spouse not to get into the kitchen so that you are free. Now, suppose somebody is already highly diabetic and what best food for him? They must take a no carb food. What is no carb food, friends? What all we can have? See, the ideal low carb food for diabetics, what is that? You can take organic eggs, you can have boiled eggs, or you can have omelette, you have butter, you have ghee, cold pressed coconut oil, you make subsies with that. You can have paneer, you can have paneer fry, a vegetable salad, you take any type of vegetable salad, you take fresh coconut, fresh curd, soaked almonds, groundnut, chia seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, watermelon seeds, etc. Your choice, friends. And curds you can have. So and you can also have it once in a while, maybe a multi-grain chapati. So avoid the rice and millets and any type of rice that's high carbohydrates. This would help you to bring down your sugar levels. Keep watching your sugar levels. Check it every day. Fasting and PP. Show to your doctor and seek his help for the reduction of any medicine. Friends, these are the few people who have benefited by following this Wellness Secrets daily schedule. And friend, my name is Gangeshwar Rao. I'm not a doctor. People with heart, kidney, diabetic, etc., and medication, any type of medication, must consult their doctor before embarking to follow Wellness Secrets daily schedule, the one which I explained to you about drinking 3 to 4 liters water, 2 times eating, and all this. Please check with your doctor before doing that. And friends, these are the 10 parameters you must track. What are the 10 parameters? Your weight should be as per the height. Waist size should be half of the height in inches. Blood pressure should be below 120 by 80. Fasting insulin. This test is not being done, friends, unfortunately. This test is absolutely important to know insulin resistance, and also the range given in the lab is too large. It is 3 to 25 they've given, but ideally is 3 to 5. Fasting blood glucose below 99, most of us, HbA1c is a 3 months average. It should be below 5.6. Friends, D vitamin also, the range is very large, friend. 30 to 100 they have given. The best is above 50. So don't be complacent if it is only 30. Then similarly, B12 should be around above 500, whereas the lab says 200 to 900. So insulin resistance can be worked out by fasting blood glucose multiplied by fasting insulin divided by 405. This should be below 1.5, means you are insulin sensitive. We just looked at that other slide. So you should not take any medication. My approach is how to get rid of medication over a period of time, friend. At one time, my health score, all these parameters was 10%, and in 4 months, I improved my health substantially, 80%. And I was taking 11 tablets for diabetes, hypertension, high triglycerides, kidney stone for 12 years until 2014. I've improved my health in 4 months in 2014, friends, by following Dr. Mantina's. There's a book called How to Get Rid of Your Diabetes Without Medicine. It's a 75 rupee book that has transformed my life. And then afterwards, I've invested a lot of time in learning from other YouTubers, excellent doctors, and experts. And then that's how I formulated. There are excellent diets and I've studied those diets, and also I've discussed with those people who have successful on that. So based on that, I evolved this particular lifestyle. It should be beneficial, friends. And thank you very much for listening this talk, friends. If you're interested, you can join on my WhatsApp group. You can send me a message at 9840852996. And this is free, friends. I have no commercial motive. My objective is only to give you the right knowledge, so you're an informed patient. When you go to your doctor, you can ask this question, sir, what I can do for reducing my insulin resistance, how can I reduce my HbA1c, right? And so that you will be more informed and you will be able to take the right decision. Thank you very much for listening, friend. And I have few videos in my YouTube channel. You can learn, you can listen to those talks, and you can enhance your knowledge. If you have any doubts, you can send me a message. Thank you very much for listening.